All right, Libra, I like this. It's a little bit heavy and it's a little bit difficult, but it is about you finally waking up and realizing that you have been making a choice to live a life that is not truly your own. But there is going to be a need to heal before you can move forward. So belong to your own dream, create your own life, and then mending. When you're looking at belong to your own dream, it's saying that you're finding out now that you've been following a plan and path that is not truly your own, but it's also talking about deciding to take steps to live in a way that is authentic and truly your own. You may have made a choice to stay in a job or to stay in a relationship that was not meant for you, but it is pushing you to the point now where you're realizing that you have to make a different choice, because with mending, you're talking about all of the things that you're constantly going over and over. And it is about healing those wounds and setting yourself free. And I like this one because it's very true what it says. I think we all do this. It says, each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. And we do that. We constantly go over the pain. But if you're in a situation where all you're seeing is resentment and pain, that is, what is waking you up now to the realization that you can make a different choice. I like it. It's difficult. It's a little bit heavy, but, again. All right, Libra, here's your overall. Oh boy, the Lovers. Okay. So for some of you, this is going to be about a very significant relationship. For others, it's going to be about the choices that you're making. And that could be in regards to love. Very specifically here, this one talks about needing to be careful about the temptation and the choices that you're making. But we'll see how the Lovers is playing out here. And there it is. So in the past, the Ten of Cups. And, I still feel the same, though. Even though we're looking at this as the past, I still very much feel like this is a part of your future. It's just not where you are right now. Looking at the Oracle cards, your happiness, I feel like, is somewhere else. But with the Ten of Cups being the past, we're talking about, again, the family situation, the overall happiness, and feeling like you were in a very happy situation. Okay. And, right? I look at the High Priestess in the present moment and think that, there are some things that you are keeping to yourself, but it may have to do with you making a different choice. What you have thought was going to bring you this overall happiness may be changing. But with the High Priestess, again, you're not acting. This is about passive energy, observing things, but it's also about knowing something without having facts to support it. That's where trusting the intuition comes into play. But we're also talking about things that are being kept hidden, but it's information that does become available. But we'll see here. The Hermit. Even though the Lovers is going to be talking about a major life choice here, you're not making that choice anytime soon. There is something that you are keeping to yourself big time here. And for some of you, it may be, information that could affect your overall happiness. That or your happiness lies somewhere else. Like, I still get that for a lot of you. But with the Hermit being future conditions, this is you needing to step away and be alone for a minute and kind of look at why, you put yourself in this position in the first place. The Ten of Cups is not a bad thing. You're talking about a happy life, the happily ever after. But with the High Priestess, there's something else underneath the surface that you're not revealing, that you are keeping to yourself. Now, for some of you, yeah, it could be that there are secrets being kept from you. But I look at the Hermit and think you're moving into a place where you just want to be left alone for a minute. Like, I just leave me be. I need to think about things. I need to kind of look at everything that I've just experienced. Doing the deep soul searching here. What is it that you really want? Because I've always said with the Hermit, traditionally, you see the star and the lantern. What is your star? But I look at this and think, yeah, you're wanting to just, I can't make any kind of a major choice right now. Now, for some of you, you may feel like you are on your own in this relationship. And if we're talking about you and another person or a partner that you're dealing with, you're on a very, very different page than them. But they don't have a clue. Okay. Your best path to follow, the Six of Swords. And again, when we're talking about mending, these are the things that you need to leave behind. I like the Six of Swords because, you're definitely leaving it behind. It's not something you feel like you need to continue to carry with you. But this could literally be about you needing to move on from this or to move away from those thoughts. Whatever is conflicting for you when it comes to, your happiness and your relationship. But I look at that and I think, if there are things that you're not letting go of, and maybe you can't, then maybe it is time for you to kind of move on. Okay, I see what's happening. The Ace of Cups in your environment, and that is what you are keeping to yourself. This is really big for a lot of you. I think that this is going to have to do with those of you who are in a very significant relationship, but I do think that there is going to be something else in your environment here with the Ace of Cups, a new beginning, a new opportunity that could potentially bring you this overall happiness, but you are kind of keeping it to yourself. And you're like removing yourself from having to make a choice, but you're also removing yourself from a partner. This would have been different had the High Priestess not been connected to this. And then looking at the Six of Swords and the Hermit. Do you move on? What are you moving on from, though? And that is the major choice. But in future conditions, you're like, leave me alone for a minute. I need to think about what I'm going to do. Wow. Okay, your hopes and your fears, the Ten of Swords. And that makes sense to me. So, like I said, for a lot of you, it's you're keeping this to yourself. There is another opportunity, possibly for love in your environment. A new beginning here. Something that could be very good for you or make you feel really good. But you are already in a situation, in a relationship here where, this choice could lead to things ending in a very painful and difficult way. And that is the fear there, that, this is going to be hard for you, because no matter what choice you make here, to continue to stay in this situation or to take advantage of a new opportunity, something is going to end in a difficult way. And for you, it's, if I let this go, it's going to kill me. Right? That's kind of what I feel like. It's like you feel like you're going to miss out on something here, and it's going to be extremely painful for you. But I also look at that and think that if you end a situation that you're currently in, it's also going to be very painful either way. And it would make sense that that's why you're not really, talking about it or revealing this or making a choice. Instead, it's just, I need to really think about what I'm going to do first. So I think the Hermit is probably the accurate response, not to actually act. But there are thoughts, though, specifically that you're going to have to move on from and get yourself into a place where you feel a little bit more grounded and emotionally stable before you make any major choice. Now, for some of you, this may not have to do with a relationship at all. But with the Lovers being the overall, yeah. especially with the Ace of Cups being there. But for others of you, it's going to be about, making a major life choice. Do you leave a situation that, would otherwise be fine for a new opportunity? Or, do you stay in the current situation? The Ten of Swords is very telling, though, that either way, something is going to come to an end in a very painful way, or at least that is the way that you're perceiving it. And then coming out, the Ten of Pentacles. I think that for you, what is more important coming out and the choice that you make is going to be about overall security and stability, and what is going to make you feel happy and stable in the long run. So even though you may have a new opportunity, I think a lot of you are going to look at, well, maybe where I'm at is more secure. And it's interesting looking at the two tens next to each other, right? I look at this and I think that for a lot of you, you have security and stability where you're at right now. That is why, it's not easy for you to see how it's possible for that to be in future conditions if you make a different choice here. But I look at the King of Swords and I think that for you, it's you rationalizing with yourself about why this is the right thing to do. But then I also feel like if you're dealing with another person here, it's like they're trying to get you to see that, it doesn't have to be that way. But I think for you, it's not really, something that you're going to do. I don't really see you making the choice here to end a situation, to take a new opportunity. Now, with the Ace of Pentacles and looking at the Ten of Cups, the opportunity that you had in the past was realistic. Ace of Cups is a little bit different. I look at that and I always question, well, when does the cup drain out? With the Ace of Pentacles, I like this one because it talks about sustainability here. And I kind of look at belong to your own dream and think that, especially with mending, that for a lot of you, if you want to feel like, you are doing what is authentic to you, you need to let go of the pain. And then you have the Six of Swords as your advice. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Looking at the Ace of Pentacles again, we're talking about a realistic opportunity that brought you happiness. But there is another opportunity here, but I don't think that you want to have anything to do with it. I think that eventually you come out here from hermit mode and you realize that security and stability where you're at is more important than what could potentially go wrong. Looking at the Eight of Swords, yeah, you just don't see. You don't see how this is going to bring you that in the long run. And mentally, you're stuck. Is this the right choice? Is it not the right choice? And you're like just bottling all of this up with the High Priestess. You're just keeping this all to yourself. But like I said, with the King of Swords, it makes me wonder. For you, absolutely, with the King of Swords coming out, it is going to be about you going, no, I see the truth. I'm thinking clearly here. And I'm making a choice here that is right for me, that is going to bring me security and stability. Now, for some of you, you may be seeking counsel, which is possible. Now, on the other hand, though, I do feel like for some of you, you're going to be dealing with a person who is trying to rationalize with you why this opportunity is better than what you already have. That or you're doing this to yourself. But either way, I feel like the Hermit is the right response. It's too big of a choice, and there's too much on the line. There's too much at stake here. Wow, Libra. All right. Let's take a look at the soul trees here and see what else is going on for Libra. I look at this and I'm torn. I like the Ace of Cups, but I like the Ace of Pentacles much better. And that's connected to your past. And your past is showing the Ten of Cups. But are you really happy, though? The new path that's emerging could cause a rebirth here. And you're going to have to hold on to your strength in going through this new path. But that doesn't necessarily have to be, the new opportunity. It could be the new path that you are taking with a situation that you are already in, which is why we're looking at rebirth. But needing to have the strength to go through this, I don't know, Libra. I kind of go back to belong to your own dream, and you have to make sure that that is what you are looking at. But I think ultimately coming out here, security and stability is going to be more important. And breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. If you start taking the steps that you need to here, to really look at, what is authentic to you, there will be a breakthrough for you, and then I see rebirth right in the middle of this. No matter what it is that you choose to do here, there is, this new opportunity, but this new opportunity, I feel like, is separate from what you are already currently involved in. But this could also be about a new opportunity to make things better in an existing relationship for some of you. But as long as you take the steps that are necessary to move on from, whatever pain you've been through, there will be a breakthrough. And I do think that ultimately you are doing the right thing for you, because I look at those tens and I think that, no matter what choice you make, there will still be overall happiness and security and stability for you.